Well, it's gone about as well as I expected. After beating Luton and Aston Villa, we're 500. I mean, we've played 7 games. We've won 3. We've lost 3. We've drawn 1. We've fought really hard against some really good teams. West Ham was a top 6 team. We played Arsenal. We played Man City. We're playing Liverpool today. We played Chelsea. In some of those games, we gave it our all. We fell short. Some of those games, we absolutely got hammered. In some of those games, the only reason we won or drew or kept the score even close because Vincent Guiata has turned into an absolute machine between the sticks at something I do not expect to last. Against West Ham, we beat them 1-0 thanks to a Mateta goal in the 35th minute. Guiata had a 9-4. This was one of those games where he really started turning it on. They had 22 shots, 11 on target. We had 11 and 6. Almost every highlight seemed to end with them taking a shot on target and Guiata blocking it. Against Brighton, this is our derby. It's an interesting derby, to say the least. There's nothing really connecting these two teams other than the A29. I believe it's the A29. But it's the derby, and we beat them this time around, 3-0. We had 18 shots, 8 on target. They had 10 and 3. It was a solid game. Mateta had a couple of goals. Mitchell also had a goal off a Mateta assist. One of those Mateta goals was actually Guiata at the top of the box, just launching one forward. And the defender absolutely misplayed it, landed right at Mateta's feet, and he just rounded the keeper and scored. Against Leeds, we lost 2-1. This was a tough game. They scored in the 41st minute. Mateta equalized in the 61st minute. Rapahina got a goal in the 80th minute. This was one of those that could have really gone either way. The statistics of the game don't really tell the whole story. Yeah, they had 19 shots, 10 on target, while we had 13 and 5. But again, Guiata had a pretty solid match to 7-2. The defense was okay with the exception of Sessegnon. It was just one of those. It was literally one of those games where it really could have gone either way. The team that was going to score last was the team that was going to win, and that ended up being Leeds this time around. Against Chelsea, we drew. Riedewald had a goal. Zaha had a goal, and then we had our chances at the end, and frankly, so did they, but it ended up being a draw. We had 22 shots, 14 on target. They had 7 and 3. This was one of those frustrating games where we absolutely dominated them from beginning to end, and we still couldn't beat them. Just goes to show the quality of players between us and Chelsea. If the situations were reversed, 9 times out of 10, okay, 7 times out of 10, Chelsea would have won. Against Leicester, who are actually not doing really well, we'll take a look at that again here in a minute. We beat them 2-0 thanks to a brace of Will Hughes goals. Against Man City, this was a tough game. Milivojevic got sent off. Everybody was just not performing up to par. Despite that, it took a Fernandinho goal in the 75th minute for them to win. They had 10 shots, 5 on target. We had 2 and 1. And this was just one of those games where no matter what I did, I played positive. I started out positive, and then I went to attacking for a little bit. Then I went back down to positive. The guys just couldn't get it done. The fact that we had such subpar performances from key players, and we were down a guy for the last third of the match, the fact that we held them to 1 goal, part of me is tempted to file a bug report about it. The other part of me says, well done, team. And then against Tottenham, this was, again, another one of those games where the team that scored last was going to win. Ndombele? Tanguy? Oh, good grief. Ndombele got the scoring off to a start in the 14th minute. Zaha equalized in the 27th minute. Kane got a goal in the 38th minute. Was a nice goal. Ayew equalized in the 47th minute. A very nice goal. And then Mora put the game out of hand with a goal in the 72nd minute. Again, this was one of those games where it was really kind of odd. Half the team did really, really well. The other half of the team just absolutely stunk. Mateta and Edward, a 6.0 and a 6.1 respectively. Gallagher was on a 6.5. Mitchell was on a 6.6. Klein was on a 6.7. They had 22 shots on target. We had 5 and 3. We made the most of our chances. We got 2 goals out of it, but still, they just had us on the back foot all game. It was. So, if anything, this period of games has shown me that we really need some depth. I really need to bring in another striker / winger of some sort. We've got so many matches coming up back to back to back that we're kind of relying on Ayew to be the guy who's going to be my third winger and my third striker, even though Eze is now back healthy and I have other options there. It's not a recipe for success. So we're playing Liverpool today. They are ranked first in the league, and then we're playing Man City in the Pbkac Cup quarterfinal. Currently in the league, Liverpool leads away with 40 points. We're currently sitting in 10th place at 24 points, and that's actually not that bad. I'm okay with that. Let me see here. all this stuff got changed around. Mateta leads us with 17 goals and a 7.62 rating. Will Hughes has 9 assists. Anderson, the best pass completion. Mateta, 6 players of the match. Milivojevic, 9 yellow cards. He's turned to a yellow card machine. He also has 1 red card. He's tied with Joaquim Anderson and Conor Gallagher. MacArthur's out with a tight groin. Ferguson's out with a damaged Achilles tendon. That's the injury he's coming back from. Sessegnon has a cold. Tompkins is out with fractured ribs. And Joel Ward came to me, said he wants to move on, and Martin Kelly came to me, said he wants to move on, so they're both transfer listed. I suspect they will move on to the January transfer window. I've done a decent amount of scouting. I literally spent 2 hours last night just trolling through the list I created and taking a look at players, just taking a look at them and saying, okay, he's got some interesting statistics. This guy has some interesting attributes. This other guy has some interesting attributes. Do we bring them in for a trial? Do we bring them in for to see, just to send a scout out there to see what they look like? Maybe find that proverbial diamond in the rough. It's one of those things where it's high risk but can also be high reward, and I'd like to think I found a couple of players, but at the same time, a lot of the players that I'm interested in, other teams are already interested in too, and we're just not at the stature yet where we're going to outbid clubs like Bayern and Man City and AC Milan for some of these wonder kids that are 1 to 3 days for Guiada. Well, I guess that means Butland is going to be starting a goal. Against Liverpool, of all people. So, yeah, where was I? Oh, yeah, the players I'd scouted. So, if you're a Brazilian wonder kid and you're being offered the same amount of pay for the same position in the same squad role, technically, but, one of the teams is, PSG, and the other team is Palace, you're going to PSG. So, it's an unfair system at the moment, but that's just the way it is. Hopefully, with the new dynamics and that team reputation, especially as you get further into a save, will be less and less of a factor. That's actually one of the things I'm interested in with the offline experiment I'm doing. I did one last year where I loaded the top 6 leagues and made them viewable play only, or view only, and I simmed 1,000 years. I put the post up on Reddit. Another one, FM Scout, did a video on it. PSG won the league 666 times. I couldn't make that up if I tried. And you had clubs like City United falling down to League 2, but there were reasons for that, one of which was the game was hard-coded that once you reached a certain amount of income, you couldn't spend it anymore. So they were suffering from that. Then you also had teams like, I can't pronounce it, it's a team in Iceland, which means I can't pronounce hardly any of the teams in Iceland, who had, a market value of $1.3 billion, a 4,000-seat stadium, and 400 season ticket holders, and they were constantly in the semifinals and finals of the Champions League for, the better part of 2 decades. So, but I'm going to set that up this weekend. I got the laptop right here. Last time I ran that experiment, I started on an older laptop and it died, and I bought this laptop and it finished fine. This time we're going to do something a little different. We're going to load up a few more countries, get a few more players involved. And last time it took 4.5 months to finish. I suspect this time it might take a little longer. But, I'll do regular updates on Reddit and maybe my own website too. The blog, which I do have linked down below. There's not a lot on there now. There's actually some spreadsheet stuff that's going to come into play with my next save after this Palace one. But I have yet to hammer out the details on that, so we're not going to talk about that now. What we're going to talk about is whether or not we can beat Liverpool with our backup keeper. Eze is back. He's healthy. Do I want to bring... Klein is suspended for this game, so Sessegnon starting at defensive right back. Where's Admiral? Is he out? Elise is not match fit. And swap him out with Guiada. Adamdola. I don't know why he keeps defaulting down here. He should be on my senior squad. So Eze is back. It's going to be interesting to see how well he recovers from the knee injury. I want to say it was a knee injury. We have a puncher's chance. I'm not changing anything from a tactics point of view. It's been our control possession 4-2-4. Every once in a while, depending on what's happening on the field, I'll go in and put in some personal instructions. But for the most part, we've been doing well with it. Robertson, Virgil. Yeah, I had to say that out loud, didn't I? 8 minutes in, Virgil van Dijk scores. Anderson missed an interception. Anderson wasn't even looking at the ball as it flew by his head. That's the way it's going to be, I suspect. Sessegnon on the throw-in to Ayew. Milivojevic. Oh, knocked away by Matip. Up to Salah. Salah holds it up, gets it to Fabinho, all the way out to the right to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He crosses it in. Sessegnon knocks it away. Knocked down. Chamberlain ends up with the ball. Mane's there, and he puts it past Butland. Was he onside? He was. Oh. From this angle, he looked off, but if you were looking at him from the line, he was probably on. Come on, guys. My forwards have just not been performing the past couple of games. Eze almost loses the ball. Riedewald back to Schlupp. Schlupp tries going wide, crosses it in. Ayew's there, but he can't get ahead on it. Milivojevic to Sessegnon. Sessegnon back to Milivojevic. He tries digging it towards Eze, but it's knocked away. Guehi's going to run it down. Guehi's going to dawdle on the ball. Guehi's finally going to get it to Riedewald. Riedewald back to Guehi. Guehi over to Schlupp. Schlupp back to Guehi. Guehi to Schlupp. Come on, guys. Eze. Long pass. Ayew got by the defender. Doesn't have help, but Virgil goes off Van Dijk and in for the Liverpool own goal. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. We'll take it. Oh, he was aiming for Mateta and Van Dijk got in the way. That happens. Bad luck. And just before the half, too. 2 shots went on target to their 11-4. It's going to be one of those games. Apparently Zaha is no longer upset that I sold Kouyaté, but something tells me he's still going to make a push in the transfer window. Corner kick in, knocked away. Robertson's going to run it down. Chamberlain, Matip, Fabinho. Back and forth. Firmino, nice little backheel pass. Keita feeds Mane, and he slots it past Butland, no problem. Was that a Rabona? That was a Rabona. It was a Rabona when you score the goal. I'm going to go attacking. Firmino. To Salah, top of the box. He chests it down, breaks right. Turns around, gets it back out. Fabinho, top of the box. Over to Robertson. Robertson sends it in. Mane's there, and he gets his hat trick. They're saying he might have been fractionally offsides there. And he wasn't. You're either onside or you're not. It's like being pregnant. You can't be fractionally pregnant, can you? Well, it's one of the reasons Liverpool is top in the league. I don't think they've lost a game all season. I think they've only drawn a couple. Yeah. Mateta's on a 6-0. Edouard's on a 6-3. Eze to Riedewald. Mateta. Feeds Sessegnon. Sessegnon's in the box. Holds it up. Crosses it in. Ayew can't control it. Looks like he tried doing some sort of back pass. Firmino got by the defender. Holds it up. Henderson's there and he puts it away. I was really hoping we could give them a game. Instead, it appears our strategy seems to be to lie down and roll over. Also shows me just how far we have to go. Robertson's almost dead on the field for crying out loud. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Mateta's on a 5-9 for crying out loud. And frankly, I think it's bad when Christian Benteke is my best option off the bench for a third striker. Robertson, Benteke knocks it away. Ayew waited and knocked it away. Matip's going to run it down. Chamberlain to Henderson. Henderson, Firmino. Chamberlain back to Matip. Maddox goes out to Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right. No one by him. He drives forward. Crosses it in. Jones is there. Firmino got a fourth. No, Firmino scored, but he doesn't have 4. Oh, good grief. I can't even complain about hometown reffing because we're at Sellers, for crying out loud. And I just realized I've been playing Olise in goal. Yeah, the hairline's a little higher. That is freaking ridiculous. I just noticed that. Freaking 89 minutes into the 90-minute game, I noticed, oh, it's Michael Olise in goal. Here I am thinking Butland's the one who's been screwing up the entire game. In reality, it's me. I can't even call myself a semi-professional YouTuber. At best, I'm a Sunday afternoon footballer YouTuber doing something like that. Holy cow. How did I not notice that earlier? I can't even blame my bifocals for that. Well, that was grim. I totally agree with you, Jed Tunnicliffe. What was grim was the fact I didn't even realize what the hell was going on. What happened? I pulled Olise off to get Butland. How could I not? Wow. I think I've just proven that really the glasses just make me look smart. Wait, he picked up a yellow card, so he's suspended for the next game too. Fun times. And now we literally have, 4 days, and we're playing Man City in the Carabao Cup. Oh, Liverpool lost a game. Who did they lose to? West Ham. That's right. I remember that. It was one of those upsets of the week because they beat Liverpool at Anfield. So, back with the Man City game in a bit. Let's double check here. Yes, Guiada is in goal. I'm never going to live that down. He's in goal. We got Mitchell, Mengi, Anderson, and Sessegnon as the defensive back four. Gallagher and Milivojevic as the midfielders. Zaha and Hughes as the attacking midfielders. Mateta and Benteke up top as the strikers. Not a fan of that. Actually, what I might do is... So put Zaha up top at advanced forward and Mateta as the complete forward. In all honesty, I just want to have a really good match. I want to come out with as few injuries as possible, as few yellow cards as possible. I want Man City to earn it. I want to roll over like we did last time against Liverpool. De Bruyne sends it in. Diaz skies above Milivojevic and just puts it away for a corner. Looks like it almost went through Guiada's hands. Halftime. That was the only highlight. We've had no shots, none on target. They've had 6 and 3. "60 minutes in, Sessegnon's a little gas, so we're going to take him off and bring on Martin Kelly. Farron gives the ball away. Mateta back to Anderson. Anderson over to Mengi. Mengi feeds Gallagher. Gallagher up for Zaha. He wasn't offsides. He takes a shot right at Stefan. Stones driving forward and the highlight ends. That was frustrating. Stefan taps it to Stones, to Ake, back and forth. Gungadan. Too far. Mitchell ends up with it. He sends it back to Guiada. Guiada over to Anderson. Anderson taps up to Milivojevic, who's dispossessed by Sanchez. Foden ends up with the ball, gets it to Farron, who taps up to Foden, but Guiada, a very nice save. Mitchell to Olise on the throw-in, back to Gallagher. Gallagher tries sending it in, it's knocked away. Bernardo ends up with it, feeds Farron. Farron gets by the defender. Driving forward, doesn't have any help yet, now he does. Sends the ball back to Bernardo. Bernardo cuts inside, takes a shot. Oh, curls it just wide left. Holy cow, we dodge a bullet there. Corner kick, Bernardo sends it in. Laporte, heads it over the crossbar. Milivojevic, Mateta, Stefan, a very nice save. We've had our chances. It just wasn't enough. And we are out of the Carabao. 6 shots, 4 on target. Only 1 half chance. We didn't have the possession advantage like we normally do. I don't think we gave it our best effort, but I'm going to tell the guys they gave it their best effort. I'm playing at Man City against one of the better teams. That's not bad. We got the quarterfinal. Gallagher and Kelly both reached yellow cards limit. We do the press conference here. And we're going to get busy with the scouting. Got Southampton and Norwich to round out the year. Then Newcastle. We got Ipswich in the FA Cup third round. So what we'll probably do is come back for that. That'll probably be a short episode. I'll go over what transfer moves we made, what transfer moves we're looking at. We'll do Ipswich, and then we'll come back for probably Everton, Arsenal. So currently Everton, Brighton, and Watford in the drop zone. Leicester is 4 points ahead. We're currently in 11th place on 24 points, and I'm okay with that. I really am. A good run can see us sneak up into European football, but that is not the goal this season. Mid-table is the goal, and so far we're doing well. It's just our performances are either really, really good or really, really bad. Now we're on a 4-game winning streak. That's the longest of the season. We need to turn around before the new year. So I think one of the things we're going to be looking at, I don't know why Mateta's not showing up on here, but he should be. We need another striker as a backup. I wouldn't mind maybe one who can play, advanced midfielder and striker in a pinch. Another defensive center back would be nice. If there's a young keeper out there who in the future could probably be better than Guiata, we'll take a look at him too. We're limited by the amount of money we have. For the moment, that's £4.2 million, and we're currently committed to spending a little bit over our payroll, but we're going to have a little bit of wiggle room, I suspect, because Mitchell's wanted by Newcastle. Ayu's wanted by Alaves. I could actually move him. Zaha is wanted. Martin Kelly is wanted. Pbkac is wanted by Alaves. And Joel Ward has requested transfer. Let me make sure that these guys are actually on the transfer list. Transfer offer clubs. Negotiable. Okay. I'm not expecting a lot of money from Kelly or Ward. But frankly, at the end of the day, every little bit helps. And if I can bring in another loan player, I will. Mengi, I promised him squad player. I promised him squad player status. And I'll be honest, I'm not understanding this. He's played 5 Premier matches, 3 Carabao matches. He's played 3 games in the under-20 elites for England. And United's mad because we've played 18 games and he's only been in 8 of them. Which, okay, now that I say that out loud, I can totally see. So, we got some work to do. We're going to put our nose to the grindstone, and we're going to make a post-it note and put it right here that says double check and make sure Guiata or another keeper is actually in goal. Jesus. Holy cow, that was... I'm never going to get that goal. Especially if I keep talking about it. I'm going to try and keep talking about it, but I'm sure someone somewhere at some point in time will bring that back up. And that's what we're going to do. So, if you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. I'm FM22, and I thank you for watching.